I may check, but yeah, it ended up being so much warmer. And tomorrow's supposed to be 32, then 30, then rain and thunder, so hopefully it goes back down. But God, I'm just hoping the rest of the days are going to either go down or be the same as they are now. You're not allowed to do this again. And I have to go do groceries as well this week, because next week my parents aren't there again, so I need to go do groceries this week. Anyways, I hope everyone had a nice Monday. I hope everyone had a nice Tuesday. I hope you can't hear my fan. You should be able to, because usually you can't, but just in case, I hope you can't. I should make this a bit less loud. There you go. What was I going to say? Yes, I spent most of the past 2 days working on stuff, because I had, as always, when there's commissions, they will arrive together, there will be a pack, and so I just did all of that during those 2 days. So technically now I'm done. It depends. There's one thing I sent reviews for, and depending if they like it, I'll be done or I will need to do more, but I'm mostly done with all of it now, so it's good. I can go back to working on the dating sim. So that's good. And I'll post-it note with stuff. So technically this can be scribbled down really quick. Because I just need to send the thing in the Google Drive. It won't take that long, I just need to do it. So yeah. That's good. And working on other things. I battled the heat and still worked, and that's good. Also, I did, I mean, I'll show you in a minute, but I did the sketches for all of the different outfits for Luke. So we can just do the line art, I wanted to get ahead on the line art, but didn't have time with the commission stuff. But yeah, do the line art, do the color, and do the render. So that'll be good. Ugh. Also, I'm trying to get back on the movie craze, because Dick is back on the movie craze, so I'm getting back there as well. And I'm starting to feel like the general public's taste in movies and opinions need to chill a bit, because I've watched a few now movies that are like big movies, like when they came out it was like, wow, incredible, breathtaking, never done before, and every time I'm just like, this is okay or this is good, but this isn't like incredible. And I was thinking about this, and I'm like, I think that's one of the reasons why in my brain animation will still be so much better than live action, because like with animation, at least if the plot isn't great or it's just okay, if the visuals are exceptional, which is more and more the case in new animation movies, like you still like enjoy it. Like Arcane, the second season plot was horrible, but the animation was like never done before, so you know, you juggle with it, it still creates like such an incredible work at the end. With live action, you don't have that. You can't hide behind the visuals. I mean, you can, but it won't work as well. When I see a movie that's pretty but the plot is okay, I'm like, okay, well, if I see a movie that's animated but it's extremely visual, I'm like, okay, it was a visual trip, the plot took the back seat, that's fine. They clearly worked more on the animation side, that's really fine. Like, that's why to me, like, when people ask me for my favorite movies and stuff, it's so hard, because in my head, just animation is just in a whole other levels in live action. So it's just like, okay, I have to do like a top that's animation and a top that's not animation. Like my Letterboxd top 4, I think it's 4 movies they ask you, or top 5, I can't remember. Top 4. I have one live action. It's not even technically my favorite live action movie, but it's like, I was like, I don't know, I'd put that one. It's amongst my favorites. Because I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I can't. Just so that I didn't have only animation in there, and the 3 other movies are animation, because obviously. But yeah. Ugh. I hope the chicken will be nice to Juno. Chickens are so cute. Okay, here we are. Oh yeah, I need to restart. It crashed twice during the waiting stream, the PNG. Please, thank you. Here we go. And I need to change the stream info to put art. They also released the hour-long Superman. What's it called? What did they call it? Adventures of the Making of Superman. So like the behind the scenes, basically making of movie on YouTube. It's an hour and 1 minute. It's an hour, 1 minute and 11 seconds, which is very funny. They should have made it 11 minutes so it was all once, but whatever. I'm very excited to watch that afterwards. That's going to be fun. Apparently there were a bunch of stuff from it that kept leaking and stuff, and finally people were like, here, have the clip, and I was like, yeah, let's go. Okay. So, the outfits. We have normal outfit, the party outfit, so for the intro. We have the first date outfit. I put references to Zeke in a lot of the outfits because it's... Ow! I punched my knee in my desk. No, ouch. Yeah, I put references in a lot of the outfits because it's funny to me. Ow. Oh, that hurt. Oh. Right in the knee pad. Second date outfit. Third date outfit. It makes sense, I feel like, with what you're doing on the dates, the outfits, like. And I went really easy on the swimming outfit. It's just second line to do like trunks. But yeah. Ugh. If you get, I don't know if you can get all the references actually, because some of them I don't know if they're inside jokes or if all at inside on stream. But if you get all the references in each outfit, I'm happy for you. There's mostly 1 or 2 max per thing. But yeah, and then I did the same, of course, with all of the poses. So you have no, up. Here we go. So yeah, we're going to have to do line art for all of that. So I'll do the base line art and then just add the clothes on top and like erase as I go kind of thing. I think that'll be easier. Because I need to make like line art of him being shirtless anyway. So I don't know if there's going to be another character that ends up shirtless. I'll make first drafts for all of them for sure, but like I don't know if there's another character I'll make shirtless for a thing. With him, like, it was inevitable. Okay. What color do I make the line? I'll make the line. I'll be boring. I'll make the line out black. Okay. No, this one. Thank you. Goodbye. Here we go. Okay. So, line art, I'm going... Because I'm doing... Ooh, that brush is crisp, so... But I won't like doing line art with this, because that's not the way I like it. But that's... I did a bunch of, like, lettering things with this brush earlier, and it was nice and crisp, and it made me very happy. But that's not what I want right now. That's not what I'm asking for. God, you can tell I did a bunch of stuff, because it's not my normal brushes up there. Okay, just so you're back up here. Okay, good. Here. That's my line art brush. It's, like... nice and square. And of course way too big to do any line art with, so I'm going to have to erase a lot of it, but that's fine. Yeah, when I was a kid and I watched a lot of like speed paints on YouTube and stuff, I never understood why, like, it's just so funny when you see people go back and forth when they're doing art and how that looks in the speed paint, and it looks like every line is basically being like aimed at something. Like it looks like everything is like a curve or a thing, when in reality you're just erasing a lot of it. And when you understand that's what you're seeing, you're like, oh, okay, I see. It's so funny also to just see someone like erase, repeat, erase, repeat, erase, repeat, because it looks like the thing is all like you have a specific brush that you can use that will... No, it's just doing this a bunch of times, it will look like that. Sometimes I go to... because on Procreate you have the time-lapse automatically like on, so you can watch your time-lapse at any time. And sometimes I'll watch the time-lapse of what I did because I'm like, oh, that must be nice, and then I forget that it's on a file where I've done a bunch of things, and I'm like, oh. And then you have like 30 seconds of something that has nothing to do with the drawing, and you're like, ah, okay, well. Happens, you know. And I'm sad I missed the Juno opening stream though. Because at first Juno wanted to do a little video and just like post it on the Discord, and I was like, yay! And then Juno was like, oh, I'm doing a stream, and I'm like, oh, I don't know when that'll be. And I stopped looking in the group chat, and then I saw the stream was happening. I was like, oh, I can't, because like I have to do food and I have to finish something, and then I have to just like do stream, prep for stream and stuff. So I was like, oh well, sad I won't be able to see the card opening, but I'll, if I remember, I'll have to watch the VOD a little bit to see, because Juno got a bunch of his favorite stuff, so a bunch, 2 out of 3 of the favorite guys from Stray Kids, so guessing the reactions must have been nice. Lucky day though today, because Sunny also sent me a thing earlier, because she pulled on the new lads banner, and they got the 2 cards they wanted immediately. Like 20 pulls, got the 2 cards. So I'm like, whoa. Well, okay. So very happy for everyone. I'll see with the hair how it looks. Ooh, I have to ask something Juno actually. Did you know I'm going to just send a message because I fully forgot. Here we go. Hey, that's the hand. I was like, what is this? This is the hand. Everything's fine. Something I was thinking about a while back, I haven't thought about it in a minute and I just remembered, is I was like, I could do like a French translation for the dating sim as well. And I'm like, yes, in theory I could, because I'm writing the entire script, so I know what I mean behind every word, so it'd be like not too hard to translate all of it. But I'm like, do I really want to give myself the extra work? Do I genuinely want to do this to myself? No. But I have it in the back of my head of like, I could though. I could make this. Something I used to do as like a teenager is, remember, I don't think you can do that anymore really, but remember when they were community subtitles on YouTube? Sometimes what I'd do is I would take YouTube videos that I really liked, of creators I really like, and I would just translate them and do like the community subtitles for like French or for English if it was like a French creator. And I feel like that was the childhood of a lot of like bilingual people for some reason. Like I feel like I've heard that stories. I've heard this thing before and I didn't like the ending kind of energy. Give me a sec. Hopla. That's happening. Up. Sorry. Up. Okay. Making sure stuff are in order. But yeah, I feel like that was like, because when you're like a young person and you're like, ooh, I kind of have this skill. I mean, even though I wasn't like fully bilingual, and I think my English or French for sure weren't perfect, you kind of have this at the back of your brain of like, I can help. I have this skill and I can help with my skill. So it's kind of nice to be able to do that. And I hope the translating I did like help a few people and it wasn't too shit, because I know I did it. I don't remember where at all. I don't remember what video. I don't remember anything about it. I mean, of course, obviously now it's been deleted because of like the stuff with community subtitles. But it's kind of nice, I feel like, that a lot of communities had either like their own subtitle teams or like people were willing to do all that so that people from other countries could watch videos. I think that's quite nice. And of course, on some of my own videos, I have to On all the videos I do that aren't VODs, I try to have the subtitles, and since like YouTube automatic subtitles are something, it's either I put them on and I correct them, or either I redo the entirety of the subtitles myself. Like for the 1 year video, I did my own subtitles, the entire thing. I rewrote the entire video. In English. Especially like with the parts where I wasn't alone on the stream. I think it's important so that you have like the name of who's speaking and stuff. So you kind of know like what is happening where. I think I did the same with the Euro Truck video. God, the second I have that PC, you can bet it's going to be a Euro Truck stream, because Euro Truck is such a fun game, but I can't play it on my computer. It's like I play it for more than an hour and it's like over. So imagine on stream. Hell yeah, Euro Truck. It's so fun. It's so funky. Because like I really enjoyed it. It's just kind of fun. Like the only thing is that I fear. I mean, I don't fear. I know that when that will happen, I'll be a lot better than I was during those few sessions that I've done on this computer. I don't even remember if it was this computer or my old computer, but I'm guessing it was this one. I don't remember when I switched. Because I tried on Juno's computer when we visited like a long time ago now. And I was like, well, this is a lot easier than on my computer because, you know, it's not lagging all the time and inputs are working correctly. And I realized I wasn't that bad. It was actually just my computer sabotaging me. I mean, you can see in the Euro Truck video partly because like clearly sometimes it's just like, and you're dead. So maybe I'll be able to redo my insane amount of depth on that game. I do love how you can be like insanely in depth and it's fine. They're like, oh yeah, you have like 10,000, 20,000 euros of debt. It's okay. you're still employed. I'm like, yay. Amazing. I've broken like most of the trucks that I've been handed at this point. Some I've never been seen again, but you know, they keep employing me. Nice of them. Thank you very much. That's what I call rehabilitation. God, one of my dreams is like, well, of course when I'm rich and famous, is to have one of those like fake, I don't know what they're called, but like, you know, where you have the wheel and everything, and when you're playing Euro Truck, you actually like have to turn the wheel and everything, and you have the gas pedals and everything. That looks like so much fun. I love how I'm really... The thing is like with real driving, you have to learn the rules and stuff. Like, you have to do it correctly, and you're in a real car, and you have real risk of dying and shit. This to me sounds a lot more fun. You have none of the risk, and you can kind of do whatever the fuck you want. Like, it's great. As long as you don't, of course, like, play online, because, like, from what I hear, people that play online, like, are, like, deep into RP, so they, like, if you do, like, stuff incorrectly, you can get, like, banned really easily and stuff. Which, honestly, I'm very happy for the people that do that kind of RP, because then, like, it's nicely respected. People are respectful and stuff. I really like that. It's rare in those kind of communities, so I'm glad. But yeah, not for me. Because, like, I know nothing of driving, so. The idea, like, when I was younger, I was like, the idea of being a trucker does sound very fun. But the idea of driving sounds less fun. Of course, then, like, you learn actually about, like, what kind of job that is and how that works and stuff, and it's like, oh, I don't know. But I'm like, maybe in another life I was that. In a life where I learned how to drive early. To be fair, any job like where it's like you don't have to speak to people. I know the irony of me being a streamer saying that you don't have to speak to people and you're kind of left alone and you do your own thing always sound a bit appealing to me. But streamer is different, like, because yes, you're speaking to people, quote unquote, but you're not speaking face to face to people. Like, it's a lot different. As tiring as it can be to socialize and have the streamer persona and stuff, it's like not at all the same thing as speaking to people IRL. I played with friends a couple of times, and every time we would start by deciding where we drive properly or just make it a race. Oh, that's cute. I love that. That's so cute. Did you win a lot of the races? Were you good? That does sound fun though. They made like an Eastern European country DLC recently, I think. And I was like, that does sound like tempting for whenever, because like the really nice in the snow long roads sounds fun. A few times, pretty much every time we did that, one of us would completely crash and flip the truck, I'm sure. Of course, of course. Well. That's cute though. That's a nice, that's like a fun hangout, I feel. Yeah! God. Ian would be so proud of me. I'm starting to be able to recognize songs in Ace Attorney. Like, really, like, most of them. And I'm so bad with themes, actually. But that's Love, Love, Guilty. From Ace Attorney 4. And I looked at it and I was like, yep, that's Love, Love, Guilty. I mean, to be fair, that one has, like, fucking guitar riff that's easy to not to recognize. Do you do a lot of, Nan, do you do a lot of gaming session with your friends? Because you talk about them from time to time, it seems nice. I mean, it seems nice. I have done gaming session with my friends, but you know what I mean. It's nice that you do that. Rephrasing. Hi Azazel, how are you? Less now compared to years ago, but yeah. Makes sense, like people getting busy and all that. Yeah, makes sense. I'll do it later. Up. But yeah, weirdly enough, like, I mean, I know why, because now I'm like less busy than when I was in school or when I was in school. But like, I mean, like high school or university. But also, I never was someone that really like did online hangouts. Like, I had a few people that I did that with, but it was usually people that didn't live where I lived. So like, for example, me and Helen went to high school together, but like we never really did online hangouts and stuff after school. Like, we were like, okay, we see each other at school. That's enough. Kind of thing. So I never really had like, especially with a Mac, obviously, big gaming sessions or whatever. And like a lot of the people I was friends with, like we were all weebs, but no one was really like a big gamer, if that makes sense. So I never really did like playing games with friends online until like quite recently. So it's been really nice, honestly, to be able to do that, like play Bokura with Helen off stream, or even when we do the dating sim on and off stream. Playing Keep Talking Nobody Expert with Zeke. Next stuff we have planned as well. I think it's nice. Or playing Ace Attorney with Zeke. So it's really nice to catch up on like kind of those things by doing that. Obviously, sadly, having a Mac kind of keeps from doing much, but when that will be like cleared, hopefully we'll be able to do more. Because, for example, I was talking about this with Ziki and stuff the other day, is that I saw people like play Marvel Rivals, and I was like, I never really played, like, the last time I played a first-person shooter, it was it was Team Fortress 2, and that was when I was a teenager, because that's the only one that's on Mac, and also at the time it was popular still. But now TF2 is just bots, and I was like, oh, it's a kind of a shame, because like, even though I wouldn't have become an avid player, because it's not the kind of game I like that much, like I get bored quite quickly, would have been fun to maybe do like a little bit of Valorant together or something, since Deke knows those games a bit, knows a lot more than me, and plays a bit. Like, it could have been fun, you know, to do like a little bit of Rivals or Valorant or whatever. We were fully connected non-stop in school, like getting home and hopping on Skype right away, and later TeamSpeak and eventually Discord. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, most of the friends I had online, we were speaking by text. I never was a big calls person. I still not really am. Like, when there's people that like to do calls, I have to like get in the mindset of like, okay, we're doing a call. Because I'm not used to it. I had a few friends who would Skype a bunch. But usually we would just speak within the game. And we wouldn't speak that much even, like, my after school time was mostly going on whichever streaming anime website I knew. Well, first I would watch all the YouTube videos I had to catch up on, of course, from when I was in school. And then once that was over, she would be like watching anime. Or more YouTube. And when I was doing YouTube, I also did YouTube at that point, but like, Not a lot of gaming or stuff. And if I social and I would usually be able to like socialize with my friends by text or whatever on the forums or whatever that I was using depending on the year. While I was watching something. Okay, you're good. But I think, yeah, it's also because I never had, like, a big online multiplayer game that I was, like, attached to or anything. Because I feel like a lot of people does, like, MMORPGs, which I never really liked. I always had a hard time. I tried Warcraft a few times and I just could never get into it. Yeah. Warframe, my beloved. I've never even heard of Warframe. The fuck is this? Wait. Let me look. I heard of Warhammer, of course, but Warframe? Ooh, robots. I see. Oh yeah, that's a bit more recent though. I mean recent, 2013, but... It's an amazing MMORPG, I highly recommend. I don't like MMORPGs, but I'll take it in mind. That's cool. I never really see sci-fi MMORPGs. It's always mostly fantasy in my head. So that's fun. But yeah, I tried Warcraft a few times. I tried Fable a bit. Like, I tried a bunch of things and I just never found my thing. Do I have anything? This. I had a few different games back in the day. Minecraft for a while, Battlefield 3, and then one for second day. One of my friends recommended we go play League of Legends. Oh no! Oh no! Yeah, for example, I never tried League of Legends because I was like, it's an MMO, I'm not touching this. I mean, obviously, I don't think I can play on like either, but like I never even, tried. God, Minecraft. I'm a snob. You'll forgive me for being a snob. I've always been like, it's too ugly, I can't play this. And I know with the mod, it's not too bad. But I do have a really hard time with the graphics. I'm sorry. I have watched multiple people play. Like, I've had Minecraft phases, but never playing, always watching. It's one of the reasons I never played The Sims either, because I was like, The Sims are ugly. I said I'm a snob, it's okay. Oh no. Nan going immediately to burn the plushie. For the irreparable damage I've done. Also, I think I knew for a long time about the whole, like, what's he called? The creator of Minecraft, this dude's business. Like, I knew he was a piece of shit for a very long time and a few things about the game, and I was like, ugh, I don't want to play a game that he created. Even though he doesn't own it anymore, at the time he did, I think, still. When I was watching people play Minecraft. But most of the time, if I watch people play Minecraft back in the day, it would be people that, like, were using Minecraft more like as like a background thing. So, like, they were, like, speaking or talking or whatever, so I could, like, just not watch, and it was fine. He got worse and worse over time. He really did. And he was already not great to start with, like, the whole, like, villager thing. Ugh, so yeah. I was basically watching podcasts, but the dudes were on Minecraft. Like... Thankfully, he sold all of his things, so, like, it's fine now, but, The one thing where we can actually be like, this was created by Hatsune Miku, because he literally doesn't own it now. Anymore. And even then, like, I'm still a bit iffy when people use that joke, because I'm like, yeah, but you still have to take into account, like, the harm that he did and, like, the issues that are within the game and within whatever media you're talking about that were impacted by his views and stuff. So yeah. But yeah. Like, I've talked about this before, I think, but literally as a teen, the games I can remember playing, except from shit like Club Penguin. Club Penguin is the closest to an MMORPG I ever got. Or like the dating sim that I play with Helen. Would be like, well, I played Portal 1, Portal 2, I played Stanley Parable, I played Team Fortress 2. Very Valve, very Valve oriented. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. And then it was like console games, like DS and stuff, like I've talked before. But on the computer, it's pretty much the only things I did, I think. I should do more line weight into hair. Listen, I was the anime kid. I watched an ungodly amount of anime. Most of it I don't remember. Instead of playing video games. Which is sad, because now I'm so out of touch with anime. The amount of anime I want to watch that I haven't seen. Ugh. But at the time, I was somewhat on the page. Truly a result of my parents' education, because when I was very small, like primary school age, we'd go to like the bookshop, not the library, and my mom would be like, okay, you can get free mangas whenever we would go, and then I'd buy my free mangas and I'd read them, and then I'd get the free, and then I learned the marvelous world of scans, and that was so great. But when I was very, very small, like that was me at like 4, 5, 6, 7 years old, so like I was going through them. But it's kind of weird, because like now I feel like I know I read a lot of manga and watched a lot of anime, but now I feel like I really haven't that much, because even though I know for a fact I did, because like I don't have many memories of anything, but I do have those memories still. Because I go to like a manga aisle or something, and I'm like, yeah, these are the ones I remember, and I feel like it's not that much of the entire aisle, and I'm like, And of course, a lot of things have come out since then, and a lot of things aren't published anymore, and all that, but you know. Oh, can I send you a Minecraft build I had started on server once? It's ever map was reset because... Oh, that's sad, it was reset before you could... Yeah, of course, send. I want to see. So sad that got reset. I have to say though, I do not think it's as ugly as I thought it was when I was a kid. But that's because now I've seen like multiple people do servers and stuff, and some stuff are quite cool. I still think it's not like the best visually, but hey, tell me when you sent it so I can, because my Discord is always off during stream because it's on streamer mode, so I don't get notice. Sent it. Okay, let me go see. What the fuck? Dude, you're a maxer. What the fuck? Is that a real one? Like, is it from a real one? What's the... Wait. That's not locked in. That's like... The house is locked. The room is locked. The computer is locked. You haven't gone out in 12 years. Wait. Let me show stream. I'm loading the image. Yes, save. Saving the second one as well. Here we go. Okay. Kinda based on the color in Cathedral, I see. Oh, I've seen that one then. I've seen it a little bit. I think it was where's my image thing? Where's my schedule here? I think it was being rebuilt? No. Like, there was stuff being done on it, because I remember they had, like, lots of things and stuff. I wasn't ready for... How old were you when you did this? Because, like, what the absolute fuck? It doesn't turn... Okay. That's an acceptable age. I'm like, if you did this at like 13, I would have screamed. Like, look at this. That's, oh yeah, that makes sense. Peak 2020 activities, that makes sense. Look at this. I feel like a lot of people are like, I had so much free time in 2020. I didn't. I was in art school. I was working my ass off. And then I was sleeping. That's all I was doing. Look at this. I was waking up, doing my work, going back to sleep. Look at that. And having issues with my flatmates. That's another story. Like, what the fuck? Just kind of like, I was kind of living in Big Brother in 2020, honestly. Putting that one back because it's like... hell? I feel like if you're really good in Minecraft, look at all the detail. I feel like if you're really good in Minecraft, you can probably do pixel art. I feel like that they're like, speak to each other. Oh, I love the little... like, I don't know what you did in there. I'm guessing you got like... oh, you can't see my mouse, that's fine. It's a little like hole here. On the ground. I'm guessing you got dirt or something through that. Okay, according to the image, it was mid-March, not really locked down yet. Well, you locked down before lockdown. You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. Look at the fucking level of detail of that. Was it like the one big project you did in there, or did you do other stuff in Minecraft? I promise I'll put clothes on this man in a minute. I just want to make sure I'm happy with the line weight. Line weight is very important to me. Oh, for those who don't know, by the way, line weight is the thickness of the line. This brush only has one line weight, I can't change it, but like when you add to it or when you erase it, it changes the weight of the line. That's not supposed to be my eraser. I never know where it is. It's in here, yes. Okay. I think that's fine. I feel like if you gave me the right circumstances, I would be able to do something like that in Minecraft, honestly. Not to that, I don't know if I'd get to that level because I get really bored easily and like my brain has a hard time focusing on things like this. Like, I know I have a hard time envisioning things, but I feel like I could do like a big architecture kind of thing and be like, okay, now it's time. God, I'm just realizing I did a fucking Love and Deep Space thing where on the normal thing he's buffer than with the clothes. That's okay. No one will know. Nobody needs to know. Sarah's gone for a moment. Yes, it was the only big build that I did. No worries, no worries. God. You really went like, okay, big build, let's go. Cause like, that's a choice to do a fucking cathedral. GG though, big GG's. You really like the maths part of art, don't you? Between that and crocheting, which is also a lot of like calculating. Now that you say that, yes, actually. I don't know what would also like, because architecture obviously, but you're not going to do architecture for fun. It's not really the kind of thing you can kind of do for fun. I guess like miniatures you could do for fun. Like the whole like creating a miniature house and stuff, or like miniature buildings with like popsicle sticks and things like that. I don't know what it's called in English, but there's like specific cardboard for that as well that has like cushioning inside that you use for it. And I only know that because I had to do stuff with that in art school and I hated it because I'm not precise at all enough to use that kind of thing, and any mistake you do will be seen. And it was the first fucking thing we did in that class, because it was like it was called volumes, because we were like doing things in volume in 3D. It was the first thing we ever did, and I was bad to the point where I didn't know how to use a cutter, like a box cutter, correctly. Like the teacher looked at me and was like, "Stop! You're using it upside down. You will slice your hand." And I was like, huh, that explains why it wasn't cutting correctly. So that was great to know that my entire life before I was 20 years old, I've been using a box cutter the wrong way. Upside down to be exact. Hey, I never cut myself with one, so... You know? I think the only times I've cut myself with like a box cutter or a thing like that were when I was using them the right way. So... But also it was the time where I was using them a lot more because I had to for classes and stuff, so... But yeah. That class was like my hellscape every time. Because of course the teacher was really like severe with grades and shit, and I was really bad at everything. Because we did like a different thing every time, and I was really bad at all of them. But also you can't really get good because it's the first time you're doing something and it's the only time you're going to do it. So it's like, okay. But she did like appreciate my effort, like she saw I tried, but she just like, I don't have that part of art, I don't have that part of art, that's fine. It's like sculpture, I can't do it, I can't do it. God. When I was in the second art school I did, because I did a preparatory year in that first art school, we had, in that first art school where we had the volume class, and then I went to another town and I did another art school, and that's what I did for 3 years, and I had my bachelor's and stuff. Technically not a bachelor's, but like a bachelor's equivalent. Whatever. And in that school we did sculpture class, and God, it was funny because my dad was like insisting that I was good at it and that like I needed to like do more of it and stuff, but I hated it so much. Okay, I just found the same image for the Minecraft build for 2012 or something. The contrast is funny. What? The same image? 2011. I am stupid. It says it's in the corner. No, you're not stupid. You do math stuff. Send it. Oh. There you go, see. Oh, you redid the same cathedral, you mean? Oh no, it's just a build you did at the time. Oh. That's cute though. Like that's really good for 2011, 2012. That's really cute. It's a nice little house. Yeah, it's not the same level, but like if I did a house like that, I'd be happy. Like you did balconies and everything. Oh my god, the Windows thing. Bright green. Fucking Xbox computer core. On the 18th of December at 11:24. Me just spying around. Windows 7, like that's bright green, that's so ugly. But the build was really good, I think. That was really nice. Of course, it's not the cathedral, but you know, still really good. But yeah, my for some reason, because my parents were like, oh, send us stuff, so I would send like sculpture and things, and like some reason my dad was like, but you're really good at sculpture, like you should really push that side. I'm like, no, I'm not good at it, I hate doing it. The texture makes me want to puke. Like, no, I am not doing sculpture once I'm done with this course. Like, why would you want me to do this? And also you only see mine, you don't see the rest of the class. Let me tell you, I am not good, and my grades are showing that I am not good. And that's fine, I'm very happy with not being good with that. I don't mind. But just like, I mean, I do mind for my average, but but like, please. And my dad was so obsessed with that, I don't know why. He's like, the potential, and I was like, the potential is not here. The potential is in something else. Like, the only good thing is, like, if I'm held at gunpoint and someone asks me to do a sculpture, I can now. But, like, I wouldn't want to. Yeah, like, it's always funny because I always see, like, the cute things of, like, oh yeah, pottery, all that, like, pottery date, or, like, doing ceramics or stuff. And I'm like, never again. Never again. You're not making me touch dirt ever again. Clay, the word is clay. Because in French we say dirt, so like, it works. We say the same word for both. I mean, it is the same thing. Likely scenario, exactly. Like, because of it, and partly because of COVID, because you had to wash your hands a lot more often, I got fucking eczema on my hands that I'm still having to deal with. You're not bringing me back there. But yeah, if needs be, if absolute needs be, I can do it. Not well, but I can do it. Also, there was such like, also, the thing that made sculpting class even worse, and that's no one's fault, but it is still made it worse, is that usually it would be, by pure coincidence, the day after I would get my testosterone injection, because when I started testosterone I did injection, and then I switched to gel. And the thing is, I did injections in my thighs, which is fine. The only thing is, because testosterone is a really thick liquid, and when I say very thick liquid, very fucking thick liquid, because it's a very thick liquid, it bruises when you get an injection. And so, I would get bruises on the inside of my thighs, and outside obviously, but like, yeah, my quadriceps, so like the muscle from your thighs, the front of your thigh, would hurt. And it's the day where you have to be on your feet because you can't sit. They're not allowing you to sit. Get on your feet, running everywhere for the entire day for 8 hours. And it hurt me, like, to give you an image of like how much it would bruise. I would not be able to like fold my leg without it being painful. So that was great because I would need to constantly like fold myself over to be able to get like the buckets we had with all of the clay inside, and go get more clay, put it in the bucket, because like the big tanks we had of clay were low on the ground. Like, go back, put it on a thing. If you're lucky, you had a store that you could put your clay pot on. If you weren't, you didn't, which usually you wouldn't. So what I would do, like, there was a week, also because of the way that the class is, every week a different group of people has to clean the room at the end of the day. And of course that would arrive, like, that would be me sometimes, obviously. And it would be like the same group of, not the same group, like a different group of 4 or 5 people every time. And except if you're like not here because you're sick, or you have like a reason that you can't do it, well, you'll have to do it, obviously. And I wasn't going to be like, well, I can't, my leg hurts a little bit. And what that inclines is you have to sweep the entire room. And of course we'd have like those little, like, I forget the name, but those things, you know? And like little brushes like that. And so you sweep inside, but you have to go to the ground to like put the dust in, right? Because those aren't like really low. Even with like the big brooms, you need to like then, you know, fold over, put it in, then go and put it in the trash. What I would have to do, what I did for an entire like cleaning session one time, is I was going down, like with my little thing, like my broom, and my little like thing, I would be like one leg normal, and one leg was just like that. I would be like fully stretched, or like I would fold the leg behind me, like doing a thing like this. So that my legs so that my leg was not like hey so that my leg was like not folded, because I could not fold my leg, like I couldn't, because it hurt too much. That's what I would do usually. Like, you know, like very old-timey medieval reverences, while like someone has their leg behind them and is like bowing down, like very medieval bows. I would do that because it hurt, and no one realized, because they were all busy doing their own shit. And I was just like doing that all across the room. Going around sweeping. Because all that you have to do is get all those tools, put them back, get all of the, because we had little, I don't know what they're called, but like boxes like this in wood that you could like go on top of if like your sculpture was too high, which would be most of the time, because the sculpture usually would be more than 1 meter tall. So we had those to get like on top of if we needed. So go get those that you had to like, once again, fold over to go get. And like sweeping the entire room, you have to fold over to do. So like a lot of like just, you know, of course, folding over and stuff. So yeah, that was a fun time. Because like it would only hurt like that for like 1 or 2 days after the injection, but it was always, of course, like the day after the injection, sculpture class, so already running everywhere, so that already hurts. And then the day where I had to clean, it was hell. I was so... Of course, it's after 8 hours of like running everywhere, so you're already fucking tired. Because like, you can think like, oh, sculpture's chill. It's not. You like do sculptures that are like kilos and kilos of clay that are like at least 1 meter tall most of the time, or like around 1 meter tall for those classes, and you beat down that clay. It's very physical. You wouldn't think so when you don't know, but it is extremely physical, because you have to do those huge ass sculpture in days. So the one I always remember is we had to do a 90 centimeter leg. So it's great. And we did like hands, feet, whole bodies, obviously, half bodies, stuff like that. But yeah, like usually if you were to like pick up the, we couldn't, because we had proper like sculpture stuff where you have like, basically the table looks like this, and you have like 3 long foot, so that you can work and be at the same size as the table, and then the table has a big iron stake, and then you put the clay around that so that it holds, basically, because if not, the clay would be too heavy, or like there would be parts that would be too thin, and then the sculpture would shatter. So you have to use it like, to do it like that. Which then makes it which is very physical and very heavy, and yeah, I don't recommend. It is a workout and a half. And we had that every 2 weeks, I think. That's cute, I'm happy with that. Just have to do a little bit more line weight in some places, but I'm happy with this. There. I'm kind of sad that no one picked up on me like folding weird as fuck, bowing constantly. Maybe they just thought I was being weird. I wouldn't like... To be fair, it's an art school, everyone is weird. So like, I would also be able to see like people being like, it's just Evan being Evan. That's the weird kid that doesn't really speak. That's fine. It was so annoying because no one was pulling their weights as well. Like, when it was cleaning time, you always, like, I pretty much always was fucking... There was always, like, one person that was cleaning, basically. If you're lucky, there were two. And the rest of the group would be doing nothing. When you were, like, supposed to be 4 or 5 people. It was so infuriating. To be fair, that was kind of the case in every fucking group project in our school, and it was so annoying every time. Like, ugh. If it's a project I'm passionate about, and now also as well, because I'm a bit more confident in myself, it's still hard for me to take like a leadership role, that I'll take it, I'll be able to do it, especially if it's people I know well, I don't mind. When it's with people I don't know, which was most of the case when it was group projects in our school, I don't want, I want to do my part of the group project, I don't want to do anything else, leave me alone. But then no one would be doing anything, so I had to take the lead on stuff, and that, hate it. Especially in English class, because, like, not everyone knows English, so you kind of have to be like, okay, if you want, you can send me a text, I can correct it. Thank you, okay. Ugh. English class in art school is a fucking joke, by the way. They put it there because they have to, but it's hilarious. It's like, you learn nothing. You just watch documentaries and movies for the entire year. Because, like, you don't have it enough that you can actually have classes, and most of the people don't care, so, like, the teachers don't put that much of an effort in. Because if you already know English, you already know English, and if you don't know English, you're not going to learn it there. Like, let's be for real. And they even have, like, because of the way my school was, they had to grade us poorly for some of the stuff. Like, they couldn't grade us too well at the start of the year, because it would, like, make our average, like, unbalanced. Like, if you have grades in between, let's say, because at the start of the year, your grades would be, if you're really good, at 11 out of 20, and if you're bad, around 6 out of 20. So it would be in between those grades, right? Usually 8, 9, maybe a 10, if you're happy, if you go lucky. A 12 if you're really good. So, like, if you have an 8, a 9, and a 10, like, around those grades, out of 20, once again, in all of your fucking classes, except for art history and English, that fucks up your entire average, and you're getting a okay or good average, even though most of your classes, like, you're not doing the best. So, like, it's quote-unquote unfair. It's not, but it's quote-unquote unfair. So they would, like, I would get, like, okay, like, good grades for when we were in the year, but, like, okay grades in English, and that would be hilarious, because obviously I know how to speak English, I know how to, like, write in English. So I'd be like, I did, like, a perfect thing, why am I having a 12? What's happening here? What is this? And I knew it was because of that. Like, there was our, like, what's it called? Our art history teacher would get, like, reprimanded by the administration because he was giving us too good of grades. Like, we were at that level of bullshit. Because they wanted all of the, like, they wanted all of the classes to be at the same coefficient, because they were like, we don't want you slacking in, like, art history or English, so we're giving you the same coefficient as the rest, so if you're doing bad, it will affect your grade. Except then if you're doing good, it doesn't affect your grade, because they're not allowed to give you good grades. And that was just stupid. Art school is a weird place. I'm very happy with this line art though. in other words. Okay. Okay. I mean, I don't regret it, but it is kind of a shame that I didn't really make contacts for art school from art school though, because it's kind of like the main thing with art school is like, if you can go to it, if you have the budget to go to it, it's interesting to go to it mainly to get contacts, mainly to make like contacts there. So like teachers, friends, whatever. I am bad at socializing. I don't think it's a surprise to anyone when I say this. I am not great. And that's fine. But then it kind of like, I made a few friends that I don't really talk to anymore because we just drifted apart because we weren't that close. We were just like friends because we were put in the same situation kind of thing. Then it's kind of a shame because I'm like, ugh, it would have been good to like actually make contacts. I didn't want to go speak to people. Like, I'm so bad at that. And I would have like lived it really badly if I had forced myself to do it, so it was worth it for me to go even if I didn't make contacts, but it's kind of a shame I didn't kind of thing. But that would have been if I did the master, so I feel like I would have made some if I did the master, but I didn't, so that's fine. Because then you get a mentor kind of thing. In that school, at least, you get like kind of a mentorship thing. So like you make more of a contact because then you're in contact with the teachers, which are the contacts to be made. So makes sense, kind of thing. But you gotta be careful with art school in general because a lot of them are scams, so... I mean, most of them are scams, to be frankly honest. Like I said, I went to 2 of them, and very frankly speaking, I do think, even though I had a fun year or whatever, the first one was kind of a scam that I went to. The thing is, like, for art, the thing that would work the best as an art education would be things like apprenticeships that don't happen anymore, that doesn't happen anymore. And that's quite sad, because obviously, like, if you spend your entire life drawing from a very young age and like actually doing it on like a professional stage, obviously you're going to get to like results a lot earlier. But that's not really a possibility for people anymore. So that's kind of sad. And the only quote-unquote art, like high school, middle school, all that do like product design. They don't really do actual like it's not an art education, it's a design education, which I understand why and stuff, but wanting to learn how to draw and wanting to learn how to do product designs are very different fields. Let's just say that. There are rare places when you can still, so, but like they are. From what I know, because I know people that went to high schools that were like proper art schools, art high schools. it's hell on earth. They kind of assume that you're only doing an art education even though you are doing a normal education next to it. And people are like fucking trading. There's a homework trade like system going on, apparently. I don't know if I would have enjoyed doing that. But I didn't realize it wasn't in France, so that's the thing as well. It was in Belgium, so I either would have needed to, because I think they had dormitories, so I either would have needed to do that or like take, I think it was like 30 minutes to an hour train to go there. I don't remember. Every day. Which is probably what would have happened. God, the hell though, because from the train station to my place it's like 30 minutes by foot. Or you take the subway, but the subway would have been packed as fuck. Ugh. Wouldn't have been the most enjoyable. Most importantly, wouldn't have met Helen, and that's a big no-no. I used to be very like, what if, in the ways that I think. Oh, we need I don't know if I have an example of a zipper somewhere here. No, I don't. Okay. I was a very big like what if person of like, oh, but what if I did this? What if I did that? I'm still kind of that in a way, but I'm a lot more at peace with it now than I was when I was younger. Of like, oh, what if I did this correctly? What if I didn't do that? What if I did that? What if I changed this? How would my life have been, kind of thing? And I had a lot of regrets with the way I did my choices in life. But that's also mostly because a lot of how my life went is due to to accidents and unluck, bad luck. Which, you know, to have some lucky people in life, you need to have some unlucky people. But honestly, now that I'm a bit older, I feel like I'm a lot more at peace with it, and I'm like, okay, this is the path I'm on, that's fine. I will never know what the path would have been if I took that turn or if I did that thing or whatever. Because I'm not there, and you don't know if you would not be at exactly the same point in life, whatever you did. You don't know if you wouldn't be at a lower point in life if you did that choice or that choice that you're like thinking about. So kind of just have to live with it. And I think it's, honestly, I do think it's really hard to live with the choices you've made in life. I do think it's like one of the harder things when there's lots of things that you're like, ugh, but what if, because one of the hard things is like a lot of things that happened weren't really my fault, so I feel like it's harder to move on when it's not your fault, kind of thing. But you kind of have to, because it's important. And I feel like I'm getting better at accepting that, and I think that's good. Hopefully I am getting better at accepting that. But I think it's also because there's some choices I did since then in life that I'm happy I did, even if they didn't end how I thought they would. So I think that makes the part where I had less control or I did other things that I'm like, oh, what if, like more bearable, because I'm like, well, this one didn't end how I thought, and I think that's fine, so why wouldn't those ones? And those ones also led to good things as well, so, you know. And like, I'm sure it's not. If you believe in like parallel universe theory, if this is my worst reality, that's like a hell of a good worst reality to have. It 100% isn't. Like, there's many things that can happen in a life that can make it worse, so like 100% isn't, but yeah. Because like my worst reality is probably the one, because when I was born too quickly. So I had like respiratory problems when I was born, but like it got fixed really quickly. Like I was put in an incubator and then it was fine. So like my worst reality is probably the one where I don't get better and just die as an infant, I would guess, honestly. So like by de facto, this is not the worst that could have happened. It's same, like I almost got run over by cars so many times, so... Definitely not the worst. Making artistic choices is realizing that I did this really nice little thing that looks like it's... Oh, it's so nice, it's so cool. I'm going to have to do it on all the other sprites. Why do I do this to myself? Because it looks nice. Ugh. I'm going to have to make a conscious effort to not give every character bomber jackets, because I really do like bomber jackets, I'm realizing. I think they look cool, and they're fun to draw. I think Charlie would have a bomber jacket, but I don't think the other two would. So, I authorize myself to give Charlie a bomber jacket if I feel like it would go with the outfit, but the other two can't. And it has to be a bomber jacket that's really different to the one I gave Luke. If you could have... It's a very cliche question, but it links to what I was talking about earlier. If you could have a superpower, what would you choose? Because like the most popular ones is like time travel, flying, teleporting. Because me definitely be like time powers, but like in Life is Strange, kind of just having a play button, a fast forward button, a skip button, and a fast and like a rewind button. Without the like, of course, ecological implications of the time power, and without almost like fainting if you go a bit too far. But kind of just like a player kind of thing. Well, like for example, but like that'd make my anxiety a lot worse. But yeah, for example, if you have something you're really dreading, you can just skip it and get to the next thing, and you will still have gone through it, but you won't have had to like live through it. And like just pausing in general for sleep and stuff, dream. It's so hard to choose. Every time I hear people explain this, I'm like, that's really good. Yes, I want that too. Honestly, like, it'd be really much between that and teleportation, but that's because I know people in way too many places and train prices are too expensive. And I have, once again, motion and travel sickness. So, like, it'd be very handy. But then if I have a pause and play button, I can just walk there. It'll take me a while. I can just pause and like walk all the way and then take a good rest and then be fine. Because like, if you sleep in a random place, if you have a pause button, you're safe, you know? Yeah, between that and transport, teleportation. Teleportation would be very handy. Because then, like, a lot of the other ones that I would like or have fun, I'm like, well, it's less practical. I'm very practical minded. Because, like, For example, flying, teleportation is more practical than flying. By a like a lot. Even though I'm sure flying would be very fun, and would for sure cure my fear of heights because I can just fly, so it'd be safe. Breathing underwater could be fun, I think. But if I can breathe underwater, I need to get like my eyes fixed as well, because I have very sensitive eyes to water. Like I can't I can't open my eyes in the shower, kind of sensitive. And I have brown eyes, like I got fucking scammed. So like, I need to have like the whole package of like, can look underwater, can breathe underwater, kind of thing. I know what kind of type I want to do for that. I think just something simple, maybe. Something simple and cliche like that, but it needs to be bigger. Okay. No, it looks bad. Ah. Let me do the rest, I'll finish on that. So I can take out the sketch. I feel like the only issue I'd have with the time thing power would be that I'd end up like in my ideal mind thing, it wouldn't age me. Like, I would age at the same rate as other people. Like, time in like the pause kind of thing wouldn't age me. But the issue would be that technically I would have lived a lot longer than I look or than I feel and stuff. That probably would bring up issues. I would bring up stuff that would help, but that would also bring up issues. Also, like, it's kind of the... As I heard people say that, like, the whole scientific... Well, if you pause time, you'd be in total dark because light wouldn't travel. This is I don't care. In my brain, light would still be there, the internet would still be working, and I can, like, pause and watch 10 hours of content on YouTube if I want. This is a, like, very little theory, not a scientific thing. Shush. If we live in a world that make me able to exist and be able to to do time stuff, the world will be kind enough to let me do it correctly. I wonder if you get those kind of powers and you have a moral sense of justice, because of course a lot of people don't have that, but if you do, I wonder how long it takes you before you start going, okay, I need to become Batman. Or Superman or whichever hero, you know. I wonder how long that takes you. There's scientific issues with pretty much every superpower, but that's also not all the point. Exactly. Because when people play that game, sometimes they go like, well, if you did that scientifically, it's like, nothing works scientifically. That's the point. It's like, what if in my fantasy universe I could do a silly little thing? Centaurs also don't work from a scientific standpoint. You still let them be in fantasy books. That could be kind of cute. Okay. But yeah, I wonder how long it would take people to... Most people, because obviously, you know, exceptions, to start being like, okay, I need to fix the world now. With, of course, horrible consequences, because... Maybe that's why there's been like 12. I think it's 12. The number is 12, I think. Shootings of like billionaires in the US recently. How's the button? I need to make it a little slimmer. And then I think I'm fine with that one. In general, I feel like when you're chronically anxious, a time superpower is always like the go-to, because like, yes, this will, on one hand, alleviate the anxiety, on the other hand, make it 10 times worse. This is what I need. There you go. Okay. I think that's fine. Just maybe one last thing. Because you're not supposed to be very marked. You're supposed to be like a little fold. There you go. Perfect. Okay. That's fine by me. So, Lineart. There you go. Normal. Everything. I don't know how I called it normally. Normal. I called it normal. Okay. Because it's supposed to be neutral, not normal, but that's fine. No, that's what I want. This is what I want. Okay. Date one. Here we go. Oops. Oh, nice. The scar goes. Ah, it's nice. Love when that happens. Love that the top surgery scar is like showing through the shirt. Love that. Up. Okay. I watched, was it yesterday or the day before? I don't remember. Oh no, it was yesterday, because then I talked about it with, it's okay. I watched Arrival yesterday, the Denis Villeneuve movie, and like, I would be very interested hearing a scientific, like an actual scientific that has worked with, like a linguist or a scientific, or both, that have worked with like the military, to see how far from like reality the techniques and the everything were, because to me a lot of it felt very like, are we in Teletubbies land? Why is everything going way too well? That's not how that could, no. It felt very, there was no peer review to me, so I was like, I'm very interested to know the opinion of people in that kind of field about the movie. Look up. Oh, what folder are you going to be in? You're going to be doing graphic design, so I'm going to do this. I mean, actually, here we go. I'm going to censor the screen with this for a second. Give me a sec. I need to go get something on another folder. It should be in... I never know where anything is. In here. Yes, it is. Okay, great. Here you go. That's what I want. Copy. Because, like, I made the actual thing. I'm going to go get it, you know. There you go. And paste. Okay, wait, I'm going to just leave the actual big version here for later. Up. And just do this. This was from this was from when I did fake merch for Zeke. It was very fun. There we go. Even though the shirts that I did with that didn't have the design at all like that on it, they were like little design on the front and then big design in the back. I love the idea of him somehow getting like a limited edition shirt or some shit. He's part of the pack. Did Seike's fandom ever had like a name? Tomodogis. It was Tomodogis. God. He was a Tomodogi. I was like, I'm sure there was something, but I can't remember what it was. It's been so long now. Sad. I was like, I know there was something. But like I was looking for like a word that existed before. So I was like, I can't find it. Yeah, Tomodogi. Man, did you ever make a little Zeke plushie before? No, yours is the first thing I'm making without 100% following the pattern. Ooh, nice. Should have continued streaming, Zeke. Well, I am very honored. Very honored. I don't think... Do you say that in English? Wait. In your teeth? Do you say like in your teeth to mean like take that in English? I don't think so, right? Because I thought you say in French, you say dans tes dents. Like a punch to the teeth kind of thing. I don't know why we say that, but we do. French is a violent language. Almost done with the hair, by the way. Just gotta sew it on. Won't be fun. Oh. Won't be fun for me because then I'll get to see with the hair. Yay, hair. In your face in English. Yeah, it's in your face in English. Why is French so violent? French is like specifically the teeth. We have to hit the teeth. I do wonder where it comes from, but my brain just decided of a reason why we say that, and that's much funnier to me. I was like, well, we were enemies with the British for a long time, and the British do have very bad teeth. It's like the cliche is like British people having bad teeth. So I'm like, if we kept hitting them in the teeth, I'm guessing that didn't help. This one I'm rearranging everything. Helen's just bawling her eyes out at the Superman making off. Excited to go watch. Oh, I just remembered Calabasas is also going out to be out this year. This month. I wanted to say year, I wanted to say week, but the word was month. Which is a book I was looking forward to for a while. Still looking forward to, but it's coming out this month and I'm very excited. I'll have to go see when. I have to check out when the coming out is. Because I don't know if it comes out worldwide at the same time or if it comes out like first in the US. Because I know that's going to start to get sent out soon. Oh, 26th of August, okay. I'm very excited and very worried for the book because I really like this author and I've read 2 books of hers, but I really like when she, out of the 2 books I've read of hers, I've realized I like when she doesn't write fantasy the most, and this book is fantasy. And of course it's her latest, so it has like capacity of being really good even without the fantasy aspect, and like getting better at writing fantasy since the fantasy book I read of hers. But like I'm a bit like I hope he'll be fine, I hope he'll be okay, because half her books are kind of just theories of stuff like race theory, sexism, feminism theory, stuff like that. Mostly about like racism. And then you have the story, but like the story kind of comes as like a second kind of point. But I enjoy that, and I really like her talking about those aspects more than I like the fantasy aspect of the book. I read 2 books by her. I read Babel and I read so the authors are of Kong. Babel, and I read Yellowface, and I discovered her with Yellowface, and then I read Babel, and I really loved Yellowface, and it's a non-fantasy book. It's more of a contemporary book. That's like a thriller, I guess. I would consider it a thriller. And then Babel is full fantasy. And I was like, when I was reading Babel, I was like, I much prefer the part where you speak about, which, funny enough, is usually what people complain about. I much prefer the part where she's speaking about theory and about racism and about all that, than speaking about her, than speaking about the fantasy aspect and the magic system that's in the book and stuff. I'm like, I don't care about that. Just give me more. Give me more about academia and racism within academia and all that. That's what interests me. And sometimes we'd get back to the main plot and I was really like, oh, but I wanted more. But I'm very excited for Calabasas. I hope it'll be good. I'm sure it'll be, but how good, that is what I'm interested in. But then it's going to be in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks. Okay. What is that? Up. Okay. Okay, I used 1 million pins to put in place. I sent you a couple of gifts. Oh, let me go see. 1 million pins. That's a vibe. Up, up. Oh, it's so cute. The little bun in place because of the top layer of hair. You didn't put that many pins, you're fine. Oh, it's so cute. It looks so nice. I'm noticing that you don't have a little thing for pins. Wait, up, ah. Apparently, doesn't matter if you have one, pins will still fall out. Ugh. This kind of thing. Only 30 pins, but still, it doesn't look like there's 30. Oh, because I'm only seeing one side, that's why. I sent you a picture of what I meant. I have them in a little box. I'd feared that like I'd get stung every time I take a pin in there. Okay, I need to do another because I have way too many files in here, but that's fine. Yeah, I have a crochet Kirby that is intended as a pincushion. No idea why I don't use it. Wow. I hope you don't sting yourself too much then. Also, don't look at the pincushion for too long. It's in very bad shape. I had to re-glue it together. Like it's it's something. I rearranged it not that long ago. It used to be like really bad. Really bad, just to be pins everywhere kind of thing. I don't know if you use pins often in crochet and stuff, because it's true that if you don't use pins that often, you'd be like, oh well, I'll do it next time, and then the next time is like 6 months from now or something. The thrill of potentially getting a break at every time it's accelerating, they have not gotten to me yet. So, that's good, that's good. Whenever I use them, it's usually to do patches and stuff, like to pin patches to jackets of things. So I usually at least like prick it myself at least once or twice. When I sew as well, because I'm not really paying attention. And I too often also just like sew for really thick fabric, so you have to like fucking put the thing in there and push it through. So usually it's like easier to stab yourself. But good thing is I haven't gotten to use them. I only ever use them for big pieces I have to sew on, which doesn't happen often. I see, that's why then. That's why. I don't sew too often, but usually when I do sew or do something that has to do with sewing, or whatever, I usually do need them. So that's why. It's so annoying that in here you can't copy and paste files, you have to copy and paste like individual folders, sorry, not files. Individual layers. I'll probably do something else then. Have to re-import the thing because it's too blurry, because when you go in and out of the thing it fucks up with the resolution for some reason. Yeah, it's much better. Up, here we go. This, the reference. And if I want to be able to color pick, I kind of need that, so. Better switch sets. forgot to do belt hoops. There you go. Unbelievable things are happening in my friend group chat. Everyone's got time on Saturday. A true miracle. Oh my god, nice. Oh, it's so nice. So you're going to do a game time? Oh. Game time. Sounds like a kindergartner thing. A gaming session, perhaps. God. Better than game time. We're touching grass, going to the lake. Oh my god, it's so nice. Love that for you. We are touching grass. Da, da, da. Oh, it's nice that you're all in the same, like, vicinity, kind of. That's nice. Or, like, at least close enough that you can, like, see each other. God, I hope it's one of those lakes where you can go and swim inside, because that'll be nice with the weather. Yeah, none of us have moved away so far. Ah, nice, nice. I hope it's because you like where you live and not, you know, because you kinda can't. I hope it's that. Ah, nice, nice. But yeah, oh my god, lake time with a little picnic or something. Ugh, great. Well, I see, okay. When I visited the Germans, not this year, the year before, at some point we went to a lake as well. And we all went to swim in the lake, and then me and Zeke, because Zeke had brought his guitar, we did a little concert for the lake people. And apparently the people were happy because like they clapped for us after we finished singing, so, and played some guitar. I was a bit nervous playing guitar in front of so many people though, but after a while I just didn't care that much. And like a few people came to us and like complimented us and stuff. It was really nice. But if I were to move, it would be to Leipzig, which is still very close by. I see. So that's good then. That's good. If no one's like planning to move or like move too far, that's good. So you're like a friend group from like school or something? I'm just realizing I I gave him Paris a platypus colors. Oh, that fits. I'm happy with that. God. Ugh. But that's nice because, like, except for Helen, I don't really have anyone I kept contact with from school. Like one other person, but not much more. And I didn't have... I mean, 3 people is a friend group, but, you know, I didn't have, like, many friends in school and stuff that, like, I was, like, close with. So I'm always happy when I see people that, like, stay in contact for a long time like that and are, like, childhood best friends and stuff. We had known each other since 1st grade, not always in this specific group, but, you know. Oh, that's so nice. Yeah, still, like, around each other. That's so nice. Yeah. I mean, it's also because I moved away when I was, like, when I started middle school. A year after I started middle school. So it didn't help. And my primary school... Wait, what age is 1st grade? My primary school was a lot of people moving and going back because of what kind of school it was. So, like... 6 to 7 years old. Oh, I see. So yeah, primary school. So like I made friends with someone and then the person would leave because basically it was bilingual primary school. And so a lot of people that would like be having parents that move a lot would put their kids in that school. But then when the parents would move away the year after, the kid would obviously move as well. And so I had a lot of friends that I had for just 1 or 2 years because then they moved away again. And then the same happened in middle school because I was there for a year and then I moved. And then I have a friend still from middle school, but we're not like that close anymore. And then it's Helen that I met in high school. So I always like because of course I know of people that have like childhood friends that they kept like as a group, and I'm always like, oh, that's so nice. That sounds really nice. That sounds like a great blackmail opportunity as well. Like, you know someone since they were 7 years old, God, you have all the stories, you have everything about them. Nice colors. Oh. But yeah. Because I feel like even if you're not able to like have as many game nights, obviously, or like be seeing each other as often, I feel like if you've managed to be friends for that long and still like clearly care and support each other, I feel like this lifetime kind of bond, so that's great. I love the like thoughts of that. I sure hope so, because I'm not too good at socializing, so finding new friends would be hard. Also, of course, I love my friends very much. I would hope so. that amount of time together, and you're like, they're fine. That'd be a bit sad. But yeah, I'm sure. Because I think it's like, well, except if like there's like a dramatic turn of events and like something happens, but apart from that, I don't see why not. You know? Oopsie. Ah. There you go. Because, like, up until, honestly, this year, probably, I didn't really have that vision of, like, oh yeah, I'll have these people around, like, when I grow old, for sure. Like, I had a few, not this year, probably last year's, and because of thinking of years differently in my brain. Because I would have people I was friends with for a few years and stuff, or, like, kind of passing things. But I was like, yeah, we'll see. But, like, now it's nice to, like, be speaking to friends and be like, being like, oh yeah, when we're old, we'll do this, or we'll do that, or, like, it'll be nice if this and this and this. Like, it's really nice to do plans like that, I think. What's that? Oh. Here we go. Pixel that wasn't trapped within the mic thing. I had a chat about that with Antoine a while back, where we spoke about friendship and how we viewed friendship and stuff, and I talked about how for a very long time, with most of the people I was friends with, I always kind of felt like they were my best friend, but I wasn't their best friend, if that makes sense. Like, most of the people I was the closest with, I was like, I mean everyone, I was like, well, if there was a thing and you're like, pick one person for your team, or like pick the like person that's like closest to you, I'd pick them, but I know they wouldn't pick me, kind of thing. And I realized probably around this year, end of last year. I have dates in my head because it happened after a specific event, so I know when that event occurred. So I'm like, okay, it was around that time. I realized it wasn't the case anymore, and like I felt like, I'm like, no, I know that like if I'm with these people, like that's not an issue. Like I know where we stand, and I know where I stand with them, and they know where they stand with me in terms of friendship, and it's really nice, and it's a really nice part of growing up, for sure. And I'm very glad, because like a big part of that was also like feeling very alone and very like all that kind of thing, and it came with being queer, it came with like all the things that of course you deal with in with being a teen as well. Well, like I feel like most people, like I feel like if you're a teenager and you don't at least feel a little bit alone, you're really lucky, you know. So it was like, and I was listening to a song that I used to like really identify with in high school, and I was really listening to it, and I realized while I was listening to it, because I was like, oh, this is going to hit so well with what I'm going through right now. And I realized while I was listening to it that I really don't identify with it anymore, and I was like, oh, well, that's a nice surprise. So that was quite nice, honestly. And I was like, no, I feel secure with my friendships, what the fuck? Because since it had just like gone really obvious, like a lot of things in life, really naturally, really slowly, all that, I never really had a moment where I was like, oh yeah, this is happening. So it was kind of like a nice moment of like, oh, my friends are great. I love my friends. And it's reciprocated, and that's cool. And that came with like a bunch of other stuff that I had realized during the year and stuff, but yeah. That was really nice. I'm still not over the fact that his fucking player is a platypus colored now. Ugh. He just needs a hat. He really needs a hat. Platypus? There is a platypus. The belt is the color of the hat. Ugh. I'm too good at color theory, what the fuck? Thankfully, that's just the party outfit. I need to send it to Zeke. Platypus. How? Oh yeah, because it's platypus, but it said platypus. That's why I was like, that's a Y somewhere in there. There you go. Helen immediately saw the belt was the hat. Helen always gets it. Helen always gets it, of course, of course. The other day, I reacted to a book thread about a thing, and I was like, oh my god, this is so cool, and about a specific book. And Helen was like, oh, did you read this book? Did you like it? And I'm like, yeah, that's one of my favorite books of all time. And Helen was like, oh my god, I didn't know that. I forgot. You told me about this book and I forgot. I'm such a bad friend. I was like, no. That's fine. That's okay. Please, no. It sounded like a sad Pepe meme. Yeah, no. Here you go. Because this is good quality shit, embroidered, therefore there's little bits of shadow, because it's in volume. There we go. God, first meeting with Luke, you dance with him. At a fucking house party, you get out of the lights, you realize he's wearing a fucking Paris the Platypus coded shirt. Like, I didn't want to make, because like the obvious, with the orange, the obvious answer is to make the rest of the shirt like a dark purplish blue. And that's what the shirt that I saw originally had. I think it was like yellow and dark blue. And I was like, yeah, but I don't want to make the outfit too dark. Because this dude got a sunny disposition. And secondly, I was like, I don't want to make it the same as the shirt that like I took inspo from. So I was like, oh, I'll do orange. and teal green. God. He already looks like the fucking like human version of Lightning McQueen. Now he's going to also look like the human version of... He's going to look like fucking Twink Paris the Platypus. I can't. Thankfully, that's not the outfit he wears for the rest of the game, but like... one event with it, but I'm still going to cackle all the way through. If you ask yourself, why do you keep complaining about him looking like Paris the Platypus instead of changing the colors? Because that would be making letting Paris the Platypus win. And I don't want that. He doesn't have to own these colors. We can take them for ourselves. Fuck you, Nickelodeon. Oh, here's the eyes. Wait, do I do colored line art? I just realized I'm like, fuck. Also, do Pidu. Up. Do I want this like that? No, that looks bad. Same for you. Yeah, no, that looks bad again. I'll do tests later, that's fine. Okay. Just going to finish the color and end the stream video. And I can do my tests later to see if I want the line art to be black or to have color. Like my PNG. Basically on my PNG, everything inside of the line art is color and everything outside is black. So with this, it would be like, for example, this, but not this line, but these lines. So I'll see later. Or later. Up. Hmm. Go. Yeah, I think that's nice. Okay. And then I'll just... Oh, I forgot the lip shine. How dare I? That's over here. And second of all, not light enough. Too light. That's fine. Okay. Here we go. Okay. And then I'll just up. Do I do that still? No. Do it like a little bit here. And there. Here we go. Okay. And with that, I'm pretty sure I'm done with him. And I'll just have 2 colors the rest. And I'll try also colored line art, see if I like it, see if I don't like it, see what I want to go with for the sprites. But knowing me, I probably will go for the color one. Thank you, Nan. I'm happy we got all of the line art for that one out of the way. We did all of the neutral one. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 others. But what I'll probably do is because you can see here when I do this, it lags a bit. So I'm going to make them in different files. So I'll have one that's this pose, the other one that's the other pose, the other one that's the other pose, blah, 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 blah. So we'll have all of them. And I'll just like add like a base color version in each thing so that I'll just copy and paste the file and just delete the ones I don't need basically. But yeah. So for this week, tomorrow, I think I already have downloaded it, but I need to recheck. Wait, I need to change. Because right now my schedule PNG is the cathedral, so that's not the right PNG. Wait. Because the schedule is always the thing I change by like default when I need a PNG change. Ooh, oopsie. Wait, okay. Slightly big. Ah, fuck. Here you go. When I yeet him out of the frame, it's not good. Just give me a second, just a little bit's enough. Just a second, we're not broken, just blend, and we can learn to love again. Okay, so tomorrow, we're starting Mist-Free Exile. Then update on Thursday, as always. Art time on Friday, well, we're going to continue this. Date everything on Saturday, as always. And with Helen. And co-working on Sunday, as always. Yeah, I'm really excited for Mist-Free. I'm excited to see what the deal's about. See why I put it on my Mist tier list. But yeah. That'll be the plan for the rest of the week. I forgot to put the schedule on the Discord. I'll do that after when I'm done with this. I'll do that. Okay. Excited. Why even is there a scene there? I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. It's just to be annoying, I think. But yeah, I'm going to go now. Thank you for watching, thank you for hanging out, and I'll see you tomorrow for Mist. Bye bye!